All right, welcome into another Insurance Toolkit mini video training designed to help you make more money, advise you about more resources that we have, and help you be more profitable agents as subscribers to our platform. So today I'm going to talk to you about how many times you should be calling your leads so you buy more leads from us, and understanding that if you've called, texted, voicemailed, ran it through automation, and done everything you're supposed to, once you beat that lead into submission, you got to get more. I think some of the things that agents really struggle with as we talk about getting more leads, and then we're going to talk about getting the policy, is they're either not working those leads enough, and that's why they think they can carry them into the next week, or they think that there's more that they're going to get out of them, and they just keep beating them into submission. Think about it this way. When it comes to buying leads and writing business, you have a batting average, the amount of business that you're typically going to sell off of a set amount of leads. Maybe you're going to sell about 3,000 for every 30 direct mail. Maybe you're going to sell about 4,000 for 60 Facebook leads. Whatever your batting average is, you got to kind of figure out that number after a course of time, mind you. But whatever that batting average is what your batting average is. Maybe it's slightly going to improve over the course of time. Maybe you're going to have a tough week here and there. But realistically, you're going to get what you get out of a set of leads on a very predictable way when you remove all the variables from the business. I'll tell you a story. I worked in the same area 6 weeks in a row, supplied my appointment setter the same amount of leads 6 weeks in a row. And on average, I wrote the same amount of business 6 weeks in a row. We get in our own way so many times with things like not purchasing enough leads or not working those leads diligently enough or not knowing when it's time to move on for more. I'm going to give you a suggestion. Set a reminder in your phone that every Thursday you go onto the Toolkit page and you buy another set of leads. Every Thursday you go onto the Toolkit page and you buy another set of leads. When you have more people to talk to than you've got time to work, you're going to make more money. Seems kind of the opposite when you think about it in the microcosm of things, but it's the truth of it. Now let's talk about getting the policy. One of the most important things we do as independent producers, agency owners, small business owners, entrepreneurs, think bigger. That's why I'm saying all those things. One of the most important things that we do is replacements. Now, the reality is that it is a replacement on paper. When you used to fill out an application, there was a replacement form, but to the consumer, it's an upgrade. That's how you have to phrase it to them. That's how you have to think about it with them. On paper, legally speaking, it's a replacement. But a solid final expense agent should be finding 40, 50, maybe upwards of 60% of their business in these upgrade and replacement opportunities. But if you can't get the person to go get the policy, you're never going to write it, right? So here's a few tricks. First, number one, when you ask them to go get something, you have to have it in your head that they know where it is, and you're simply asking them to go get it. If you ask them, do you know where your policy is? A lot of the times they're going to say, oh, I have no idea. Not the truth. They know, and you have to assume they know. And now I know that some people don't, but don't give them that opportunity to say they don't know. When you ask them to go grab the policy, you put your head down. You remove yourself from staring at them awkwardly, and you assume they're going to go get it. Miss Johnson, go ahead and take 60 seconds or so and go grab your policy while I work on some emails for a moment. Head down, take the pressure off, and she'll go get it. You got to know, you got to believe, you got to think that they know where it is, and don't give them a reason to say that they don't. Now, if they can't find their policy, because you need the policy to do a good solid policy review and potentially find upgrade opportunities, what are you going to do? This one's really simple. I say this to them all the time. Miss Johnson, here's the thing. If you don't know where your policy is, gosh, how's your family going to find it when you die? Oh, well, let's do this. Okay. Let's do this. Let's call the company. Let's get you a copy, get it mailed out to you for free. And I'll write down the information so you can have it in the meantime. You said that insurance was with who again? Oh, okay. It's very assumptive. It's very helpful. It's something that they need anyway, but it's also something that you need too. If they don't really even say they know who they have for their insurance, then you got to dig a little bit deeper. Go ahead and grab something from the mail, something that might have their name on it. Ms. Johnson, maybe a bank statement. It will say who you're paying, and then you work back through that same algorithm. You want to ask them too, or build into the presentation, the reason why you want to go over the policy with them. You want to create doubt. Things like, well, what do you know if your policy ever expires? You don't. Interesting. Do you know who your contingent beneficiary is? No? Does it build cash value? Does our policy have living benefits? You want to ask them questions they can't answer. And I mean that in a nice way, but you're asking them questions they can't answer. So it builds doubt. It builds interest. It builds it so that they want to know what you want to know and you all want to know it together. Now, keep in mind, everything doesn't need to be replaced. There are situations where replacing a non contestable policy may not be the right thing to do. But getting the policy and going over that policy, what does it do? It leverages you as a professional. It leverages you as someone who knows what you're talking about. It shows that you have a desire to help more than just to sell. And then oftentimes, as you know, the person does not have what they think they do. They have a term instead of a whole life, accident instead of real life insurance. The policy they had has actually been expired. All kinds of different things could be going on. But if you don't take the time to go over that policy with them, you're never going to find upgrade opportunities. If you don't take the time to go over the policy with them, you're never going to help them understand what they already have. And you're going to miss 40, 50, maybe 60% of your sales opportunities. Now let's go back and talk about buying leads. You know, on the Toolkit site in the corner in this leads tab, you know that we have two different lead types, the final expense and the Medicare. The Medicare leads are great. If you're selling Medicare and you haven't bought leads from us yet, honestly, you're missing out. We have two different lead types, the Platinum and the Express lead. The Platinum lead gives you so much information, you literally have to show up and finish taking the order. The leads can be sent to your Go High level, whichever Go High level that you use. They use your image as long as you supply the image. And the most important thing about leads is not just buying them once, but buying them every single week. Now, here's an example that I'm going to leave you with this morning about how you know a lead has worked, or how you should be working the leads, or how you should work those leads over the course of this week. And then on Thursday, buy more from us. So you should you should be working that lead to the point where you're at their home. If you're door knocking 3 different times on 3 different days, 3 different times of the day. You should be using an appointment setter, or you should be calling yourself. That lead should be called 9 times a day, assuming that's TCPA compliant in that state. That lead should be texted, assuming they've opted in and legally can be texted. That lead should be ran through automations. That lead should have been left a delivery sticker if you're selling face-to-face. You should check with the neighbor to see when the person's home. And at the last resort, leave a weird voicemail. Something like that. The moral of the story is you probably aren't working your leads as hard as you think you should. You probably aren't going there as often as you should. And you probably aren't buying leads as often as you should. The more you buy, the more you're going to sell. The more people you have to see, the less stressful the work you're going to do is. And I'll see you back for another video sometime soon. Drop a comment and say hi. And if you took something away from the video, come back and watch another.